In this video, we are going to take a deep dive into collections and further understand. So we have talked about collections before, and you know about the basic usage of the collections. Now let's look a little bit further. So in the play header, you can use the collections keyword, and the collection keyword takes a list of collections as its argument. And we have already discussed that makes working with collections a bit easier. And after using the collections keyword, the collection itself can be addressed the old way. So you use SE-Linux instead of Ansible POSIX.SE-Linux. We have already seen how this is happening in Enforce SE-Linux Simplified. And we have also seen how the old notation was used in the other example. Now let's try to understand the differences in the usage between collections and the things that you can do with them. For Ansible 2.9 as well as 2.10. So in Ansible 2.9, collections are not a default part of Ansible. You can use them, but if you want to use them, they must be installed. If you don't install them, they're not there. So they're not working. And if you are installing multiple collections, you should consider using a requirements file. A requirements file allows you to list all of the collections so that you can install them before actually starting to use them. In order to do so, use Ansible Galaxy collection install -r requirements.yaml. I have an example. Let's check out the example on an Ansible 2.9 system. In this video, it's really important that with everything we do, you are fully conscious on the version of Ansible on which we are doing it. So Ansible 2.9, the requirements file. In Ansible 2.10 and later, collections are installed by default. So that makes it a lot easier. Now the next thing you want to do if you're working with collections, you want to be able to get collection information. Ansible 2.10 and later contain better collection integration, and you can easily find collection names using Ansible doc. Ansible doc -l pipe grep AWS. And Ansible 2.9 only shows collections that have been installed. So collections themselves are not listed if you just do your Ansible doc -l. And collection documentation is available while addressing collection components directly. And finding collection names only goes through the installed files. That's not very convenient. Now, how can we list collection files? Well, you use Ansible collection list on Ansible 2.10 and later, which will show a complete list of all the collections that are available. And to verify the contents of the collection, you can access its physical location or investigate the directory structure. Now let's go check out how this works in real life. Alright, let me demonstrate how to work with collections. I'm on 2.9 for your information, and I'm using Ansible Galaxy collection install ansible.posix. And oh, that's not nice. It's giving me, this is probably a bug. Well, if it's a bug, then we are not going to fix it. But fortunately, there's the Ansible Galaxy website. Look, here's the POSIX collection. And on the Ansible Galaxy website, there is an option to download the tarball. So let's go behind the scenes and let me just download the tarball. Saving the file. And next, I can get back to my downloads directory. And there we can see the Ansible POSIX. So I am going to do a tar -xvf. You know what? Let me avoid doing the Linux wizardry. And let me do an ls on .ansible. So we have collections, just verifying the contents. In collections we have Ansible collections, and in there is nothing. So I'm going to use this path that we just discovered. But this time I'm copying the Ansible POSIX to ~.ansible collections, Ansible collections. And I am going to make that my current directory as well. So Ansible collections, Ansible collections. There we go. And there I'm running tar xvf. So what do we see? We see that it's creating the entire subdirectory structure in here. That's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted this subdirectory structure to be somewhere else. So what does that mean? That means that I should have created mkdir Ansible, a directory with the name Ansible, and in this Ansible, mkdir Ansible POSIX, and then I can move everything to Ansible POSIX, and then I have my directory structure. So in Ansible POSIX, we see the structure of the POSIX collection, which is everything that you can see right here. And wow, is that an easy way to see what is in the collection? No, of course not. But it's probably the only way in 2.9. 2.9 was never organized to make it really accessible. Look, this is the best way to get in there. In plugins, you will find all the different plugins, and modules happen to be plugins as well. And amongst these plugins, we have ACL and AT and FirewallD and whatever. This is how you can figure out what it is. It brings you directly through to the Python scripts. Yes, I know, but it's probably the best way that you can get around. Based on this information, based on the name of the collection, you can next use your Ansible doc commands. So if I'm using Ansible doc on ansible.posix.se Linux, then I am getting access to the actual collection information. And that is how it works on 2.9. Is that the best way around? No, but I really think that in Ansible 2.9 you should consider collections to be in preview, not in final. If you want to use collections, make sure that you are on Ansible 2.10 or later.